So I'm going to request you to please connect with Mandy as well. Mandy, if you could take the question offline as well, we'll get the next session started. But sir, please do feel free to connect with all of our speakers. And with that, we're going to quickly set the stage for our discussion. The whole plan is we're just going back to back because that's how we planned the entire agenda. 10 minutes of power pack sessions featuring our innovators. So we're going to do that really quick. Just as Mandy was also talking about the pace, we're also going to follow that, and we're going to make it really fast. Now, that being said, our next session talks about when digital spaces behave like places. In fact, we have someone who comes with deep passion for innovation, and our next speaker will be taking us through a lot more than what we could, interpret with regard to digital spaces itself. But we're going to do that in the form of a fireside chat that will be spearheaded by Hina Gambhir, who's a news editor with Times Now. So Hina will be extracting all the relevant perspectives from the founder and CEO of Neutral Digital, an award-winning immersive content and tech studio that works with global brands to create cutting-edge experiences across VR, AR and IR. We have with us Grou joining in. So let's have a huge round of applause there because we're talking about something very unique over here. And let's bring in that applause, let's bring in that energy and the music as well. Let's welcome Christian and Hina. Over to you.
Very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have with us a very, very special guest. Simply put, he is a digital architect. So he stopped designing physical spaces because he found designing digital spaces more interesting. So can you tell us a little bit about what is it like being a digital architect?
Hello everybody. Thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here. This topic is off topic, if I could call it that way. Just because the crossover that I'm working in or with has not been represented almost anywhere. So we call ourselves, and like what we do in our practice in our company, we call it digital architecture, or we are architects for the digital age. And we try to bring immersiveness and three-dimensionality into many of the interactive spaces that we're seeing today. So it's taking the concepts and many of the things that we're doing as architects, and also what cities and places, physical spaces are about, and bring them into the digital world. So it's very difficult also like to explain it in words as such. It's obviously much better and easier to show me, not tell me. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about it today. So yes, in a nutshell, we're architects for the digital age.
So simply put, say for example, if one has to book a ticket for, a flight to go somewhere, instead of a regular website that we see these days, you give us an experience of actually booking it via people from the airline in the digital world. So you make us actually feel as if we are at the ticket counter, talking to an actual person from the airline and booking the tickets, while also being able to see all the facilities that are available at the airport, like the lounge, etc. Am I correct?
Yes. So one of our main areas of work in creating these immersive spatial experiences is building, if I can simply put it, digital twins, and bring the digital twins into a more emotive and immersive environment. So what you have been mentioning about booking a ticket, we are the originators and creators of a interesting platform. I'm not going to be able to name the client that we work with, but it's a big Middle Eastern airline. And at the point of booking a ticket, the airline takes you to a place that is a lot more immersive. And the brand starts interacting with you in a way that a website never does. It shows you spatially what you're about to experience. It has an AI-enabled digital crew member who's able to even book a ticket for you via a conversation. And then it also shows you everything that you're going to experience in your touch points on the ground at the airport, from check-in, transit hall, duty-free, the lounges as well, and then down to the aircraft itself. And it does that with an incredible accuracy and visual, let's say, detail. and it also offers a lot of business tools, and that's when it becomes interesting, sort of combining a spatial experience with critical business tools, and now also with the added layer of AI.
Okay, so aviation sector is one that you're focusing on.
Yes.
You haven't given us the name of the airline, but you said it's the aviation sector. Apart from that, which are the other sectors are you like working on right now, and why should companies be investing in creating a digital environment or a digital space for themselves? What problem will it solve for them?
I believe that the future of the internet is going to be 3D, or is 3D. The way in which we are seeing, interacting, and consuming the information is very two-dimensional. This will develop into a much more 3D environment. Obviously, because my background is in architecture, we started working a lot with real estate and architects. And one example is that we're creating marketing, but also sales devices and suites that are interactive. They're all connected in the background to databases, and the real estate agents, they come back to us because they sell their real estate twice as fast as they would with traditional methods. So we're seeing an incredible acceleration and an incredible ROI for them in using these immersive three-dimensional tools, which become more than just marketing gimmicks. They are proper business tools.
Okay. Are companies open to exploring this new world, or are they a bit concerned and like worried because it's a new space and we all get a little worried when you have to try something new?
So it's very odd. After 25 years in business, I still find myself in the position of having to be an evangelist for digital innovation and three-dimensionality and immersiveness. But the clients that we have, and we have very big names behind us, not only in real estate, but obviously in aviation as well, like the preeminent airlines of this world work with us. But the fact that they have these tools at their disposal now, they're coming back. So there is, at the beginning, there is hesitation, but once they see the ROI and they see how performant these things are, they come back. So that's for me a very encouraging signal, even though it's quite difficult, and I'm sure a lot of you here innovating and bringing innovations to any industry will face the same sort of like inertia and resistance.
Where do you see India as a market in this space?
So, traditionally our clients were primarily, let's say, in the developed markets or the Gulf states, where there's an incredible influx of capital and the availability of capital. But India has an incredibly interesting position, because I believe if interests get pooled, it can become an incredibly interesting market also, let's say, for us. Yes, indeed, the solutions that we're currently doing are complex and complicated, and obviously also like quite expensive. But if there is a way to scale this, then obviously there are economies of scale here. But just a very quick comment, we're seeing India as an incredible potential for us for production and to great talent. A lot of great minds, and we already have a base here in Delhi, and we've grown it within a year to 30 people, so I'm looking forward to scaling it even more.
Okay, we are already moving beyond smartphones and flat screens towards spatial computing, where digital environments become places we actually inhabit. Do you see a future where people actually spend significant part of their lives inside these virtual spaces? And what would it mean for productivity, identity, as well as human connection?
Well, I hope that we're not going to move to a future where we're only going to be spending our life in digital environments. So I see this as a fantastic addition. I see it as a way to enrich our lives, our understanding, our communication, our culture and knowledge. But I certainly wouldn't want to see, just digital spaces as being a substitute for the physical world. No, definitely not. But what we're trying to do is bring emotion, bring cultural meaning, bring a certain sensitivity as well to these spaces, and try to really personalize and customize these environments, either to the brand or the customer itself, or then to the region and the culture itself. And I hope that we're not going to all end up in just living in digital spaces. But what I hope we do is we expand on the two-dimensionality of the screens that we're currently using.
Do you think it could also, at some point in time, begin to reshape how people perceive the real world?
Well, it already has. I mean, we have a huge proportion of, let's say, the younger generation spending a tremendous amount of time in games and virtual worlds. Many times those worlds are not related to reality, and yes, it already has influenced us. So even if we're creating other types of solutions, that's also going to influence us massively.
Okay, one last question. Can you explain to the audience here simply the potential of having a digital world or a digital environment that the world is yet to realize?
Well, it is like trying to go to a museum, trying to go to a 3D experience, but only seeing a two-dimensional website with a couple of menus. So I believe that what we can offer in terms of a 3D space and immersiveness goes far beyond like what we're experiencing today in our everyday lives. I truly believe the future of the internet is going to be 3D. We're moving towards that. We're seeing more and more customers taking that on, but certainly it will take some time to get there.
But I think we're already moving towards that space, isn't it?
Yes, we're working with a number of interesting players, and I can also say that we're moving in the Indian market. We just started an incredible relationship as well with some of the big players in aviation here in India, so without saying too much.
Only aviation in India for now?
For now, yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
No,
Wonderful.
thank you for having us.
Thank
you for having us.